It is a considerable achievement for Manchester City, regardless of the number of trophies they eventually add to their cabinet at the end of the season, that they were even in contention for an unprecedented quadruple of titles by April. This is a team, it is easy to forget, that has navigated the course of a campaign with just one experienced goalkeeper, a severe lack of specialist cover for Benjamin Mendy at left back, and a Kevin De Bruyne-shaped hole in the midfield for 26 games of their games so far. It is perhaps why Pep Guardiola was minded to describe his side's tally of 86 points ahead of their victory in the Manchester derby as one of the most remarkable things I have had in my career as a football player and as a manager. The wonder is what City will be able to achieve with adequate cover in each position. A holding midfielder remains a priority for the summer transfer window, with Fernandinho's 33-year-old legs suffering from the workload demanded by what is probably the most important position in Guardiola's system. The Brazilian's knee injury at Old Trafford was his third setback of the campaign, and the sense is that City will not allow themselves the disappointment of missing out on a replacement for the third window in succession. Atlético Madrid's Saul Niguez has been mooted for the role, as has his teammate Rodri, but history tells us that even if City acquire their target early on this summer, a full pre-season might not be time sufficient for them to master the intricacies and specificities of Guardiola's style of play. Bernardo Silva, now among the world's most accomplished midfielders, completed 90 Premier League minutes just twice in his opening 17 appearances for the Blues, and it would be far from surprising to see a repeat of the Portuguese's gradual introduction from the heir to Fernandinho's throne. Ilkay Gundogan, then, will have a considerable role to play in the transition. No City player has proven as competent at deputising for the oldest outfield player in Guardiola's squad. Stones and Fabian Delph have flattered to deceive in the role, and the German's versatility is proving key to City's bid for a maiden Premier League title retention. Gundogan might be considered the jack of all trades among City's midfield options, and that is probably what has prevented him from making a starting berth his own when Guardiola has a fully fit squad of players to choose from. It is thought to range among the reasons for the former Borussia Dortmund midfielder's hesitancy at the prospect of a new City deal, with his current contract expiring at the end of next season, but the 28-year-old's perceived weakness has proven to be his strength during the second half of the season. Gundogan has played 90 minutes in all but 2 of City's last 11 Premier League games, the others a place on the bench against Cardiff and an 89-minute run-out against United, and those outings have seen him operate in both advanced and deeper midfield roles amid injuries to Fernandinho and De Bruyne. It is difficult to imagine David Silva, at 33, matching the season's tally of 46 City games in the next campaign, and, even if Phil Foden is to see his minutes increase, Gundogan's ability to meet the demands of City's midfield system will remain vital to Guardiola's plans. Interesting, though, will be how Gundogan's developing war of words with his manager develops over the summer. It is rare for a City player to go off script under Guardiola, but the City manager was far from impressed with Gundogan's assessment of the Champions League quarter-final defeat by Tottenham. City, according to Gundogan, were too nervous against Spurs and always make the wrong decisions. I don't agree with him, absolutely not, refuted Guardiola, after admitting in March that if Gundogan doesn't want to stay, he has to leave. It remains possible for City to consider cashing in while a transfer fee remains obtainable for Gundogan, who considers his next move the final decision of his career, though replacing him could turn out to be as difficult as finding Fernandinho's successor. Gundogan is the grease between the cogs in Guardiola's midfield machine, and that could be vital to City's chances of starting next season to the standard at which they are finishing this one. Today's top Manchester City stories.